Okay, welcome to the class. Today we are going to do something very interesting. So lately there was some very interesting link of events that at the beginning for me seems like, wow, what a drama. So how this challenge can be resolved and how it can be moved on. And even after several weeks, I look back and like, wow, this was the blessing from the sky. This is really helps me to motivate, to get everything together, to review my schedule and whatever I do and really move forward very fast and very focused. So today, I invite you to participate in the class about gratitude. How we really take everything as granted and losing the perception that every day has a reason to be grateful, and how we can be feel ourselves, because the gratitude has a very high vibration, and how it's really heal ourselves and how we can move forward with this higher perception to life, that everything, absolutely everything that happens in our life, even sometimes very painful experiences, still be moving and motivating us to be better. And I will combine this method with some astrology base. We will just use 12 houses of astrology. It will be not about astrology, but astrology will give us some structure, what we can be grateful for. Because I want to review all the aspects of our lives and how we can be connected, and look at different aspects as a separate aspects, and at the same time look at our life as a whole, as a total gratitude just for being alive, just for being present at this moment. So let me switch the camera, because we are going to draw a lot, and I will explain step by step what we are going to do. Let's make sure we have enough light here. Okay, so I hope it will be visible. So I invite you to draw a circle as big as you can put it on your drawing, on your piece of paper. So you can use A4, like letter size, or you can use A3 if you want to get like really wild and big. And just see, I use the compass because I have one. If you want to use just your hand, please do so. There's like circles. You know that like circles in NeuroGraphica, it's not about perfection. It's about look organics. And I will I have to create some organic near lines around it. So the center of the circle is about here. And I invite you to divide this circle to 12 segments. They should not be perfectly even. So don't worry if it's a little bit off. One could be bigger, one could be smaller. And so we just need to see approximately that we need 12 of them, because it's in astrology, there is 12 zodiac. Zodiac has 12 signs, and each house is referring to each sign. Again, it's not about astrology. We are not going to talk much about astrology. We just take it as a structure for our drawing today. And I will name every house and what it represents, and how we can be grateful, what for in this house we can be grateful. So the first house, and I just start the same way as astrology goes. So this is just easier for me. You can find your own direction. In astrology, houses are moving counterclockwise. So it's a little bit unusual, but this is what I'm used to do. So this is why I'm inviting you to, like, let's try to do this one. So the first house, and you can use the neural lines to divide really to the segments. So again, segments should not be perfect. It's, in our life, it's a very few things that are perfect. It should be natural, it should be organic, it should be harmonious to us, but it's not about perfection. Perfection actually creates this strong shell. It's like really should be some, like when we see the perfect forms, it creates some kind of distance between it because it looks artificial. If you look at the perfectly symmetrical face, it will look weird, it will look foreign to you. Okay, so the first section in astrology, it represents my personality, how people see me, my face, my outlook, how they really recognize me in the world. So look, try to see what you can be grateful for about your personality. So bring this gratitude to yourself, to the world for who you are. So, and you can draw the circles in this area that will represent what you are grateful for. It could be grateful for your personality. It could be your, maybe some features of your eyes, maybe your hair, maybe your dynamic attitude about everything. So maybe it's your curious mind is a different section, but maybe it's just the opportunity that people see you, they recognize you, that you have a uniqueness in your face, how you can feel comfortable about your face. And maybe some of these things that you really like, I don't know, eyes, nose, lips. I don't really encourage you to try to divide yourself in specific features, because we want to look at yourself as a whole. And this usually, it's not always about how do you feel inside of you, but how people really see you. Do they see you as a leader? Do they see you as a person with a good sense of humor, or something like really how you show yourself to the world? So you can start finding some qualities that you grateful for. And you bring those circles, they can be different sizes, and we activate those circles by neural lines. We really try to connect everything. If you have some challenges to identify what you could be grateful for in this house, just draw circles. The meaning will come to you later. So we just need to get together the desire to be grateful. So it's grateful, the word grateful is really has the root gratus from Latin root, and it has the same root for grace. And it's really how we can feel ourselves with the grace, feel ourselves with this beautiful energy that we don't own anything. We still be, we have so much things like granted without as granted, and really don't feel the pleasure of having them. And for other people who doesn't have it, maybe the jealous is not the right word here, but they can have bigger value, because sometimes what we want to have, what we want to achieve is really give us much higher value, much higher understanding the purpose of it. So see,
And the circles, Anna, do they have to go to the edges of the lines of the house, or can they be sort of smaller within
you
that
can go
space?
beyond. If you like, at the beginning, we will feel the internal, like lines go beyond, like lines go to the edges, but circles, see if you want already go beyond, go ahead. Like, it's really, there is no limitations for you in this. But if you want to stay focused right now in a bigger circle and explore your surroundings, your space around a little bit later, so see what really resonates with you in this case. Okay. And they can go over a little bit over other houses, so don't try to squeeze everything in this small segment, because it's not about staying in the borders. Our goal is really how we can recognize that we are not limited. When we recognize how much we already have, we really go beyond. It's a good stimulation to grow, to develop, that everything that we have is already enough to grow, to achieve our goals, to achieve our destiny as well. So see how we start with the first one. And you may start around the corners. If you don't want to leave everything at the end, you can start drawing elements and integrate them at the same time. So you don't really get that you have to have like all the structure at the beginning and I have to clean all this mess later, because it can be easier for us to just clean the mess as it comes. It will be much more pleasant and not as emotional when we see so much mess, so much corners. It may cause some headaches and some resistance, like very strong resistance. So we want to be as gentle to ourselves as possible. So, and I just go and when we finish with the first one, we can go and it's interesting, like what I was all my life I struggled with some of my features, and today I want to be very grateful for it. Really interesting. So I'm just a few days ago I was already so overwhelmed with all this stuff that is going on in my life right now. Additionally, on top of it is my son is moved to college, and there was some again some emotions related to him leaving the house. Even it's not first time, it's still be emotional. And I was walking on the street and like this wave of huge gratitude for all the people in my life and all the students in my life right now. It's like really, it's I felt like I have a wow moment at the time, like from nowhere. I did not expect that it could be so strong and without really much reasons, and it was very powerful, and I was very grateful in how it's really healing and inspiring and motivating to move forward. So that's why we are doing today. because I had this wow moment. So next, the house is about resources. What kind of resources we have? Remember that our body is our resource as well. So what kind of sources of income maybe you have, your personal income. So, sources of your body, as I mentioned, everything that has value for yourself. So what kind of value you are grateful for? I'm definitely grateful for my body. I'm grateful for my, it could be, as if I remember it correctly, it could be about voice as well. So the voice, I have, even if I mistaken anything about astrology, it still be good point to just be grateful for this one. So if you have such feelings, so see if you want, like, if anything in your life that has a value. Now, I'm not talking about the relationship, but about maternal value, about that you really consider as money, possessions, some trust, or its resources. So you can be grateful for it. I'm okay. So I have some income. I have my, okay. So everything that you have, everything that you has as a material world, or maybe see, maybe you want to give some value to your, maybe it's let's see, if it's an intellectual value, it still be value as well. So if you have some intellectual property, it could be here as well. Okay, so you activate it with neurolines. We round all those corners. See how is your body resonating when you start remembering all the stuff that you want to be grateful for. See how it's really, is there any changes in your body? Is there any sensations, any emotions arise? So it could be, some could be resistance as well, because some of those areas we never really looked at as a point to be grateful for. And if you have some challenges, I did not mention, like if you really don't like anything in your life, bring it and just try to be grateful for it. Draw it as a circle, as a beautiful, the highest potential of this element that you have. It could be some face feature, or maybe you not so grateful about salary, but be grateful that you have some. Maybe you're grateful for the about some savings that you have, some elements that you really, maybe it's not as much as you have, but you have some. So see what could be. Start from the small. Look at it as you can recognize as a value. Okay. And you just round all those corners. Again, the circles can overlap with circles from different segments. And mine are quite small. And it will create this powerful base for what we want to achieve in the future. So the present circle, the circle that represents ourselves, is will be our present moment, what we have already, or present or past, what we have already. Or maybe you can use some moments in your past that, like, okay, so I know that I was able to make money, or I was able to achieve something, that I was recognized and such. And this experience can give you already the value. It's give you that you know how to be grateful when you have it. So it could be some experience from the past, but still be nurturing you. It can be still supporting you. So we just need to activate the vibration of gratitude. So the next house number 3, they call houses. So the house number 3 is about communication. It's communications, conversations, the way you're learning, writing, reading. It could be about teaching. It's all major components of this house, and you can use your vocabulary, or you can use your body language. So all of this that helps you to communicate with other people. It also represents your sisters and brothers, your community, your neighborhood, your neighbors. So you can, like, oh, I'm very grateful that my neighbors really organize the mailboxes. I'm like, seems like a small thing, but it's, I love when somebody organizes something for the community. Because sometimes I am one of those people, and when somebody step in, I really appreciate it, because I know how much it takes some time and effort to do for the community, so everybody is satisfied. I'm grateful for 2 of my sisters, which not always was a case. I have to say, honestly. And for the community I'm living in, and for the opportunity to learn constantly. I'm constantly learning. And I have so much communication lately. It's like, wow, really, it's a lot. So I bring all these circles that represent my gratitude. See what you are grateful for. And we activate this and connect. Everything will be connected by neurolines. The NeuroGraphica, really, it's about connecting everything in your life. It's about finding the purpose in everything in your life, how everything really, even if we don't recognize the value right now, it will be revealed later. And how you become part of the universe, and universe is always inside of you as well. So it's, everything is connected. We're connecting by rounding corners, all this conjoining, and we are connecting by coloring several segments together, and we're connecting by bringing field lines, connecting on a different level, higher energies and higher meanings as well. So it's a beautiful opportunity to be connected, to see the whole story together without really separation. When we separate elements, we cannot see the whole picture clearly. Something is missing. So now we're trying to look and as a whole picture, holistic approach to everything. So, okay, so there is a lot of here to be grateful for. I'm like very, the house number 3 is, and you will recognize that some area of your life it's easier to be grateful, and some areas could be challenging, but be grateful for challenges. They can be very very important, very allow your soul and your being to grow. So there is always a reason why those challenges appear in your life. And when we become grateful, we really take this opportunity to recognize that you are a creator of everything that you have in your life, that you are not just a victim that is for the life, but you are the creator of it. When you see these purposes, all your mistakes start having value as an experience, and it's really motivating to move forward. Okay. And keep moving to number 4. And the house number 4 is going to be about houses, about your home, about your immediate family, your parents. Usually it's about your mom, some very sense of security. So this is a very interesting, a very important house number 4. You know what I've done? I divided my circle on 16 segments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I did it wrong. Okay, so some of my segments will be very big. So I have 1, 2, 3. This is a 4th. 4. Okay, there will be some. Interesting, 6. Okay, so the number 4 is going to be about the house. Home, not the house, it could be about home, the sense of home, sense of security. How do you feel? How do you trust? How do you, and the sense of security is always inside of us. It's not just be locked down somewhere in a safe place. It's if you don't have a sense of safety, it will be challenging to be anywhere safe. So it's really how you create a home for yourself. And home, it could be the place, or it could be just a feeling as I'm at home. Okay, somebody is joining us. So see how it's really, what kind of if you're grateful for the home, if you're grateful for the sense of the home, for your parents, for your sense of security. So I feel quite safe. Yes. So see what is really here. I'm very grateful for my mom. So you can be, the fourth house is usually representing your mom as well. So you can go directly to be grateful for something that she is representing for you. Okay. I love how big she is here. And you bring this neural lines as well. We're just activating, we're just connecting everything that it's representing in the house number 4. Okay. So see how you resonate with this. How's your body? Do you feel safe in this house? Like, do you feel safe in this area? Or is there anything you want to, you may be bringing some person that you feel safe with. It could be your spouse, it could be your friend, or maybe a place in your life that you really feel safe. So it's an opportunity, or maybe if you have challenges, bring those challenges and be grateful for them, because they maybe activated, stimulated you to develop, to learn something new about yourself, to learn new methods, to learn some new techniques, sometimes the challenges in our lives really bring this great motivation to create something in our life for yourself or for people that you care about. So it's always, there is always something you can be grateful for. Okay, there's so many small corners. It's really in so much in details. I'm like really curious how I'm going to color it, because it's so many details. So I usually prefer bigger size for such detailed work, because there will be so much more circles and lines to draw. So you can, if you want, you can use a bigger size for future, if you want to repeat it. Okay, so next step is about house number 5. And this is a very fun house. So the 5, it's interesting, like the first 4 was much smaller and number 5 is getting bigger. So number 5 is about creativity, it's about your children, it's about something that you're very passionate about your falling in love, feeling joy in your life. It's about your own business, like something that you recognize as your child, something that you feel like a child. You play with this. It could be some activating this childish energies. So, okay, of course, I'm grateful for my children, for both of them. I'm grateful for business I have right now. It's interesting. My business is really getting bigger than compared to the children even. It's interesting. For falling in love, if you feel in love right now to your, even if it's your husband, but you still a spouse and you still feel in love with this person, draw it. It's when we start dating, when we have the sensations and joy, when we feel playful with this energy. So it could be very interesting. And it could be different from spouses as well. So, which not so good, but it's possible. Okay, so I draw about creativity and that ability and to create something new. Okay, and we activate with lines, and we bring this, harmonizing this energy by rounding all these lines, all these corners. Okay. And circles can, as I guess you already noticed, that they can overlap, they can be one in another. Just see how the circles really want to grow. They can be small ones, they can be big ones, they can go beyond the initial big circle that representing your I don't know, it's more like a mandala now, so you can go beyond this mandala. There is no limitations. You can, your imagination is the only limitation we have right now. So we go. And I love rounding. It's like I've rounded so many corners now. I don't know, millions of them. And I still love it. It still brings me relaxation, and it still brings me satisfaction at the end. So if you, I see that some people at the beginning can struggle with the roundings because surroundings, corners really represent conflicts, and when we hate conflict, the rounding can be very challenging, but I invite you to see that it's getting easier, that it's a muscle, it's a skill that we train ourselves. Like, okay, conflicts are fine, and you can even add them as a reason to be grateful for. Other people is just a reflection of yourself, and it's how we can recognize them as continuous of ourselves. What they tried to reflect to ourselves, like what do we really recognize in them? It's a little bit different topic, but it's still be. Okay, well, the house number 5 is very active for me. There is a lot of energy here for me. You can do a separate circle for each child if you want to really name each child separately and some quality that you're very grateful of this child. Or you can name every experience of falling in love, and it will be really opportunity to remember the sensations, remember this uplifting experiences when you, I don't know, everyone has a little bit different experiences with this, but it's quite hard to forget. It's still be very, even it could be like many years ago, it's still been remembered on the body level. Even it's not just in your memory, but it's you can remember very physical sensations as well. Okay, so this was house number 5 about joy, children, about our opportunity to feel childish. How we can be grateful for it, what we are grateful for. Okay. I'm just really, it's interesting message for me that first 2 houses are very small and this one is so big compared to them. Again, it's this is just a representation of your present moment. So maybe there is a message for you at this moment that this has more value than other areas. So it doesn't mean that like your whole life is presented here, but the value for today could be focused on some areas that easier for you to recognize. Okay, so the number 6. The number 6 is about how we serve other people. This is about our work, job. It's about your relationship with your colleagues. It's about routine in your life, some maybe exercise, diet, how you really take care of maybe not about your chores as well. So how you serve to yourself and serve to others. Okay, so there's a lot of serving this for me lately. And so you can be grateful for maybe for a diet or for your health. This it could be about your pets as well. So some of this, okay, I have my beautiful cat here. It's interesting that my cat as big as my work, that I'm grateful. So it's and I believe that for some people it could be even bigger. So it's interesting how this gratitude can be serving. So see what else you can be grateful for. It's if you have a different pets, you can do, maybe you was grateful for the pet that is not anymore with you, but it still be impacting your life. It will still be memories about it could be very inspiring and very healing. If you have some opposite memories like suffering, that like, okay, so the pet has to go and sometimes it's a very painful experience to make a decision, let them go. Be grateful that they were in your life, like they existed in your life, they supported you and you were able to share their lives together. So it could be very healing opportunity for you to remember them as an opportunity, as great companions. Like maybe you are want to be grateful for every job that you had in your life. So see, you can be all these experiences, all this beautiful memories about your challenges at work as well, and how you learned something new at every state of your life. Just today with our client, with our students at the basic user course, we were talking that it feels sometimes like your life is changing. You're changing life so dramatically, and every time there is an opportunity to be grateful for. Just be grateful even that you have this opportunity to change. That there is nothing really stagnated, that there is always some choices, and it's your decision. Do you want to use this change or not? There is always freedom in it. Okay. So we continue. Okay, I did not put my, I forgot to put my health. So I want health. Okay, oh, it's big. Okay, health will be here. It's a little bit beyond the initial circle, but it's, I want to make sure that I don't forget about it. Again, it's some things that in our lives we take as a granted, and so easy to forget. That's for people who for who it's very hard to breathe. They can experience gratitude just for being able to breathe, and for us, it's so easy. It has nothing to worry about it, and it's completely different value. We're losing the value when we take it as granted. But when we have this challenges, sometimes when you have like opportunity, just a chance, slight chance to lose it, it has completely different value. Okay. So I want you to be grateful before, without any scary moments like, okay, I have, like, I'm losing, I don't want to, I want to grab, stay, stick to it. So when I was tax advisor, one of my clients was diagnosed with the cancer, the stage number 4. And it was interesting. He said that it was quite a blessing, because since he was diagnosed and there was a chance that he can die at any moment, he started to feel the value of every precious moment, every breath, every morning, every evening. So he said, like, I've never been so alive in my life till I realized that it can be ending any moment. So it was very inspiring conversation I've ever had in my life, like with person who has a different attitude to life. It's different value for everything. It was interesting. Okay. So we keep moving. So this is, we're still working on this number 6. And what else we want to be here? And we can move to, I'm like really, I'm I don't know about you, but the farther we go, the more like I start getting, remember the stuff that I want to be grateful. It's easier and easier for me to find reasons to be grateful for. For example, for the 6 ones, I I really was grateful for my first job in US as a tax advisor. I really learned about America a lot from my clients. Really loved my clients, and they loved me. So I was like really miss some of them. Cannot say that all of them, but some of them are very become dear friends of mine. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to have such job. Quite challenging job as well. Okay. Yeah, I like now I feel like okay, so now I can move forward. I can go to the number 7. So number 7 is the house of partnership. It could be your partner as a spouse. It could be your partner as a business partner, how you really feel comfortable in partnerships. So, okay, I want a big one. This will be gratitude for my husband, who really challenge me sometimes. For my business partner. And it could be interesting. The number 7 is can be your open enemies as well. And I really encourage you to be grateful for them. They really motivate you to be better and grow and prove yourself. First of all, yourself that you're honest and or you are a hardworking person. So it's again, there is the more I live, the more I look at situations. There is not much duality. Like when whatever we recognize as enemy could be very respected and respectful person in your life. So it could be just a different opinion. Sometimes it's not as romantic. Sometimes it can be a real challenge, but just see if you can find any opportunity to be grateful for this experience, for interaction with such people. It's maybe something else that you want to be grateful in this. Any other partners, any other experiences in your life? Your ex-husbands can be partners as well. So see if it's wants to be here. How it can be here. How big it still be for you. It's the circles really try to be very intuitive about circles, like how allow them to appear and really show you the value of how much you are grateful for them. And it's real interesting, like it's all about your perception, your personal experiences. We're not saying that like, okay, so if health should have very strong value, maybe for you, the health will be much less valued than your job. It may change later, but it's be honest, like we don't try to reinforce anything. So we don't try to fit anybody's shoes. Like, okay, so for you, health has the value, enormous value. For me, it's different. For me, right now, it's different. It doesn't matter that it can be changed at any time of your life. It's maybe tomorrow it will be changed. But just there is no even price tag to all these different qualities. Like for each of you will be different, unique. It's unique experience. So there is no good or wrong. For some people, like it doesn't have any value. Some of those elements. So see. And sometimes we think that it really gives us a lot of value, and you start drawing and your hand does not want to create a big circle for it. It's really, your mind really overestimated the value of some of these experiences. It could be much smaller. And I trust my body much more than to my mind. Body, especially when we're doing some intuitive work, body really start be very accurate about it.
I default to the exact opposite of that.
Really?
Yeah, I think, okay, I need to like understand this, and then the felt experience comes later. But yeah, this process is interesting because it's the other way around, and it helps to create balance. Like you say, you draw a big circle, it has something that you don't really understand, but you say, oh, it just feels like it wants to be big. And then, you know, the knowledge or maybe the impression of what that actually means comes afterwards.
Yes, it does. And it's usually, you just create the symbol and the meaning will be, your mind, your subconsciousness will fill it with so many meanings later. And at some point you just need to look, okay, so this is available, this is I recognize, I know this is in my field, in my perception, in my awareness. And when you start be aware of something, the meanings will appear. Everything will start being messages for you. Okay, what it means. From my experience, the biggest experiences I had when my body stopped, when my mind stopped thinking and tried to control the body, and trust the process. And it's usually was very powerful. One of the strongest experiences I had when I was walking on a charcoal several years ago. And I was amazed how my body starts preparing itself before the process. Without any instructions, my body starts activating and really starts activating the blood circulation and how it starts breathing differently. And at some point I'm like, my mind really scared, like, oh my gosh, I'm here along the weird people and I am the weirdest. It's really scared me. But after the instructor gave us what we need to do, I really realized that my body was attuned to the process much faster than I was able to realize what needs to be done. So it's since then, I trust my body. It's never, since then it was so accurate, and it was accurate even before. So I just very grateful for this opportunity to be attuned with it. Not always. I'm like, it's very easy to lose this synchronicity, but it's very beautiful when you have this option. Okay, so this was a number 6. So no, this was already number 7, about our partners, about our companionship, and open enemies. So number 8, let's go to number 8, and this is the house of transformation. It could be house of big money and money from somebody else, like alimony or some payment from investments, from credits from banks, and it could be transformational states, like when you're going through very challenging times and still be be able to find resources in it, like find the beauty, find the strengths and opportunity to grow. So this 8th house is so they're all like, I have like really there's so many transformations in my life, like sometimes you feel like you are a phoenix that going through all this interesting experiences. Okay, all my transformations. It can go through this transformational strong emotions, like orgasmic emotions, feelings as well, because they could be very transformative as well. So you can put some of it on your as a gratitude as well. What else? As I said already, the money of other people supporting you, not something that you earned, but somebody who give it to you as alimony or as credit from banks. It's really about big monies as well. Okay, sorry. So see what you want to be grateful in this house. Transformations, big money changing people as well. It's a real transformation for some people. Not a pleasant one. It's a lot of energy. Money has a lot of energy. So it's a very, it requires a lot of consciousness to be around money. We see so many stories about how lives are ruined around money. Without money as well. So it's there is always a challenge. There's no simple life. For different people, the simplicity represented by different things. Different. And we activate as always with neurolines. See how it could be connected. Okay, something wants to be here. Okay. So it could be money that some people really supporting you. If you want to be grateful for it. It's always an opportunity to be grateful for it. Okay. So this was the house number 8. We still have 4 more to go. And it's interesting, the more I go further, it's bigger and bigger my circles become. It's, as I said, it's a muscle, the skill that we learned to be grateful. There is a very good exercise at the end of the day before go to sleep. If you name or even write it down, the 10 things that you are grateful for, your life will be transformed in a month, because it will be so much filled with joy and gratitude. It's a very powerful exercise. So you can try if you have this, if you feel that something is you missing something in your life, it's something that you don't have enough. Try to be grateful for what you have already. It's really
this is the biggest circles for me. You know, the idea of scarcity is something that's sort of big for me. So yeah, I think I've got the biggest circles so far, and yeah, same as you, where the circles are getting bigger and bigger as we go along.
And it's interesting how it's really growing. So and my feeling, internal feeling, starts growing. I'm like, with every with every new circle, I have deeper breathing and just different sensations in my body. It brings me more relaxation and joy. I'm like really feel that I have this internal smile that, okay, oh, I can be grateful for this one. I can be grateful for this one. It's really interesting how you can just changing perception and everything is falling in its own place. Okay.
Yeah, I look back at all the circles that we've drawn so far, and there's so many. You know, if you asked me at the start, how many things do you have to be grateful for? Maybe list a few, but not this many. And so yeah, it's good. Even though we're only halfway through, it's good to look back and see how many circles there are.
The life really was it's quite a joy. If you have so many things to be grateful for, it means that, like, okay, it's not always about suffering. It's about opportunity to be to learn something, to appreciate people in your life, to appreciate experiences of your life. It's a different attitude to the whole life, not just to this present moment, but the whole life as well. So it's really inspiring. Usually it's very inspiring. When you start be grateful for something small, it's leading to something bigger. And it's a confirmation, like, okay, so if I was so happy, so lucky to have so much in my life, I can wish for more. I can achieve more. I can be very really dare to dream about new challenges, new opportunities, new goals. It's always there is a room to grow. So. Okay. Yeah, I love my. It's interesting. Like every time I go to the house, the aspect of my life, and I love it. I love this and that, and here and there. So it's an opportunity to really expand your things. So the number 9. So the house of paradigms. So it's how you expand your world, how you learn about the world, It's your higher education, like your college education. It's the way you explore the world, you travel, you learn different cultures, you learn different languages. Okay, so I'm grateful for moving to US. I'm grateful for all the education I have, and I have like 2 master degrees, and I'm changing now to different one, and I'm planning to do the PhD next year. So in a completely different field from what I've learned in my college time. And I travel. I love to travel. I'm really grateful for being able to see so many different countries. Oh, it's really, and it could be the opportunity to teach people as well, because it's and maybe have your own teacher, some people that you recognize as teachers, spiritual teachers, or some something that far away, and some like that really give you the perception, new level of perception to the world. Okay, so all this teachers and students. So, and we activate it with neural lines as always, to unite it, to connect it, and to harmonize it as well. Like we activating the very natural energy in it, that it's nothing artificial, that there is only beautiful organic connections. You're connecting to what you experienced in your life. You're connecting to yourself, you're connecting to opportunities, to challenges, to the life itself. So see. And you don't really need to sign all the circles. Like if you want to be very organized, I should say it at the beginning, of course, but because I'm not very organized, you can sign those things that you want to be grateful for, if you want to remember them. The goal is really to see that there is so much that you are grateful for. And it's my life full of opportunities to experiences that I'm grateful for. This is really, we want to see this, that you are full of gratitude, that you are full of grace, full of welcoming at the same time. Like when we recognize as a positive experiences or a positive result from some challenging experiences, it gives you, it's a reprogramming your experience. Like sometimes we are so stuck in some challenges that we're losing the perception what good came out of it. And we try to avoid such experiences in the future. And by avoiding, it's really creates, it's energy depleting. Like when we start to avoid life opportunities, we start avoiding challenges. It's a survival mechanism, but it requires so much energy. Like if you try to run and see, like if you don't bump any obstacles, it makes so much harder. It's bring all this awareness of challenges in around you. Sometimes if you take a risk, it's of course it creates some results, but it's could be more effective sometimes. And when you have this different perception to experiences in your life. You're creating this freedom that I can move forward without being limited of my prior experiences or be even motivated by those experiences. Okay. We'll talk about it more in our basic user course when we talk about the pyramid of consciousness. It's different layers of it. Okay, so this was number 9. I still rounding it, but see, it's another thing that it's your faith. Like, how do you believe in? Do you believe in God? Your spirituality is presented by this house as well. Do you feel that it's you connected to something higher, something bigger, or is it not, or you don't have such perception? So it's again, there is no judgment. Just be very honest to yourself. Like, do you feel it or not? Do you feel grateful for it or not? So I'm like, we are not trying to convince anybody that like life, afterlife exists or something else. Really, it's everybody has their own choice, what they want to believe or what they don't want to believe. It's and again, the faith and religion is sometimes it's different things. You can believe in afterlife and in higher consciousness and all this connection in the world, and don't go to church and to be part of this religious community. So there's different options for it. See what fits the best for you. You don't have to prove anybody that what you're believing or not is important. If it's important for you, it's important for you. So as long as you don't try to push anybody's boundaries with your faith, it's okay. Okay, number 10. Number 10 is about your achievements, about your status, how you it could be about your destiny as well. So what kind of achievements in your life that you are very proud of? Okay, so today I had, like, I don't tell you yet about the news. I will keep the intrigue, but I have some huge achievement today that I'm very proud of. I will announce it a little bit later. Okay, so my achievements are and for different people, achievements and status could be different. For you, it could be, for some people, it's I am a very good wife, like really, and it's my purpose and my destiny. And like when I say that it's important, I mean it's important. Or mother of a child, it could be very challenging and it's a very great achievement. So those achievements, like maybe some big achievements in your life that you know, you won something, or you really got some awards or some, what do you recognize as achievement in your life? Like maybe you're become a very big head of a company and it's a really huge opportunity for you, like huge challenge at the same time, and it's could be very important. Okay, so mine was one of my achievements is really I'm a good wife, and it's really challenging. So that's like I put it in achievement as well. And okay, and I activate it because I want it to be connected. I want it to be really resonating with me. So this usually house is about career. So maybe some achievement in your career could be very big and it's important. So because it requires so many things to achieve, like communications, working hard, setting up plans. It seems like one achievement, but there is a lot of things that you had to do to celebrate it, to reach this point in your life. So it's this house is really helps you to live your best in life. Like, so what you proud of, what you are satisfied with. So you can try to see what you want to put here. You can become both, or you can be sometimes between the 9th house and 10th house, there is a point that calls midheaven. And this is really the highest point of your horoscope if we're looking astrologically. And it's what you can be famous for, what you can be known for. So it's a very interesting how you can or remembered by about something that you want to, like you achieved something in your life. See if you have something. And it could be experiences from other time, from prior time. Maybe you wrote a book or an article, or maybe you wrote some software that is really, or build some interesting product, or created some product. Maybe you're there is some achievement in, I don't know, it could be in anything, in sports, it could be in career, some dream job that you had. So see what you are proud of yourself, first of all, yourself. Maybe one of these achievements could be from your childhood, what you achieved as a child. And sometimes you can be very proud as a parent of your child. So this could be, again, opportunity to put as achievement your parenthood as achievement as well. I would put it here, so because it's really creates this vibration of achievement. I remember like my husband had a presidential award from in Russia when he was a student. So he is a very smart guy. And his father felt like he is on a so it was such a huge achievement for his father when my husband got it. It's like really the confirmation for parents. So I say that's why I'm saying, like, if you feel that something that your children done and you want to be very proud of them, like, put it here. Nobody tried to take it away from, like, there's a, if you're proud of it, let it be. Fill yourself with this energy, with this gratitude. Okay, so we still have 2 houses. Number 11. Okay, so about half of it. So the number 11 is the house of friendship. How you can be grateful for people around you, that you are really connected. The friends considered relatives by choice, like really how you can be connected, how you trusting people, how you supported by people and support them as well. Like, I don't know, friends in my life has a very big meaning. So I'm very grateful. It's a big groups of people, not necessarily friends, but how you can be connected to community, to some groups of people that share the same interest in your life. It can be technologies as well, so you can be connected to technologies. And one of the gratitude that, like, really during this pandemic isolation, we're so lucky to have so much technology to feel connected to everybody. It's really there is no isolation. There is still be so much communications and awareness of people around you. So we activated with field lines, or not field lines, with neural lines, connecting it. So see how it's going through. And we have just a little bit more, and we will start going. Maybe we will start coloring, unless you want to add something to, if you go back and see if you want to add some gratitude outside of your circle. Mine is outside of the circle, is almost everything is filled. So there's nothing, if I want to go beyond, I really need to glue it to a bigger piece of paper, which is always an option. I'm not sure, I'm not going to do it during the class because it will be, we are trying to stay within 3 hours class. And it's oh, and I remember, like, okay, so now I start remembering all this things that I'm grateful that I'm achieved. Like, really, your mind start, if you start to thinking, it will be hard to stop what you can be grateful for. You will have so much more memories, what you achieved and what you got in your life later. And it's, you have, you can always come back to your drawing and add more. There is just around all those corners, and it will be integrated in this beautiful drawing of yours. And so you don't really have to be okay, like, oh, I lost my opportunity to add more. So you can always come back. So yeah, NeuroGraphica, you cannot make any mistakes or lose any opportunities. You can be, always can expand it. Okay, like this is a very big one for the technology. I was surprised, like this. I'm so grateful for the technology, even it's sometimes very challenging. As they really make, I don't know, if you're dealing with technologies all on the daily basis, when I get tired and technology does not cooperate, they can make me cry sometimes. And it's like, just because I feel like crying, and it's and so I have to really remind myself that, okay, it's still be a great opportunity to be great, to use them. Okay. And if you remember how the technology has changed within the last 20 years, or even just 20 years, if we take just 21st century, it's a huge leap. Today is 21st. 4 days ago, there was exactly 19 years since I moved to the US. So it's a long time. A little bit shorter than I used to live in Russia. Okay, number 12. So the house number 12 is about how you can feel sometimes isolated, how it's called the house of troubles, it's a house of spiritual liberations. It could be about troubles as well. So it can be about isolation or spirituality, because the spiritual journey, you are on your own. You really don't, there's not much people around it, because it's a very private experiences. So you're losing your ego and becoming connected to everything in the world, like how you can be really part of cosmic energies, cosmic universe, and all this beautiful energies around you. It's a freedom, freeing yourself from worries. So it's a house of meditation as well. It can be, sometimes it could be, when I say like isolation, it's maybe hospitalization, when you're isolated from other people. It could be jails as well, like, so it's when you have some opportunity to be on your own, to experience something very important for yourself. Meditation is opportunity to be on your own and to be reconnected with yourself, with your soul. So it's a house of self-reflection, spiritual growth. And it's again, it's a house of donations, helping other people, some sacrificing to other people. So you can see what you can be grateful for. If you visited some retreats, if you, it can be immigration as well, because you are isolated from the friends and family that you used to have. So it can be here. Okay, here, my immigration, my spirit for opportunity, spiritual growth. And like when you go on your spiritual quest, on your growth, it's a really, yeah, it's a lonely business. So it's could be challenging because you are only you're doing it not for somebody, you're doing it for yourself, and it should be very self-motivation, realization. It's self, like it's really about your own experiences and how to be like self, very honest to yourself, and at the same time be part of a bigger picture. It's really how you can feel connected to everyone and to everything and be on your own at the same time. It's an interesting perception. So when you connect it to higher energies, to higher purposes, you're never alone. You're on your own, but you're never alone. It's this many mystics who experienced this connections to this divinity, connections to the higher consciousness. They recognize it as a powerful experience that you never feel isolated anymore. So you really has this huge resource of energy from other levels. So you can, if you had some experiences, you can be very grateful for them. If you did not experience like some big meditations, like experiences, but still be very, even just connecting to other ideas, feeling that you are bigger, that you're part of something bigger, something more meaningful than just yourself. It's you can put it here, or you can, if you want to have this opportunity to experience like big feelings, like samadhi, or I don't know, some enlightening, or some, you know, awakening, you can put it here. So yes, it's like every house has a bigger circle for me, bigger and bigger, and kind of become more and more grateful for what I've experienced in my life. Oh my God. See how your body is really resonating. I'm already in such a state that if we talk a little bit more about gratitude, I will start crying. Like I'm already overwhelmed with all these feelings boiling in me. So if you see some droplets of tears, they are tears of joy. See how you're breathing. See how you're, if there is any tension in your body. See if you want to come back to any of the houses and add something more. And I know that I want to go back and add something to the house number 1. And it's, so if you have any questions, let me know. So we already covered all 12 houses and really how we can be, how do you feel like, did you cover all aspects of your life, or is there anything else that you want to mention, something that you want, like that you feel like you want to say gratitude? And when I say like the house number 4 is usually presenting mom, the house number 10 is in most cases resonates with the with father. So.
It feels more like an opening of the door for me, I think. So not so much, I don't know, like planting a seed of gratitude rather than harvesting gratitude. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Okay, just stay with this. See how it will be. If there is any other shifts will be. Just look at the whole picture, how much you have total. It's not, you don't have to force anything, or it just observed like what it is for you. Is it come naturally, or is it some challenges for you to be grateful for something in your life? And some areas could be challenging, more challenging than others. So, okay, so this one I wanted just to add one more circle. Oh, it's a big circle. I'm like really become very generous with myself. Like I recognize more and more opportunities to be grateful. And I probably will, till midnight, I will think about what else I can be grateful for, because usually it's has all this, just the beginning. Usually the growing is in activating some process, and it takes some time for me to go with this, to experience it more in my body, in my emotions. Okay.
What we're doing right now, which area would that go into? Is that under self, or is that?
So I'm going to the self, because I want, like I just remembered something that I wanted to be grateful for. If you want to add anything to any areas, because as you notice, like the, I don't know if you noticed, like the more you're going over this different areas of your life, aspects of your life, it's getting easier and easier to find some things that you are grateful for. So if you remember something about other houses, you can come back and find what you want to be grateful for. Like you can come back and draw the circles that represent your gratitude. Maybe if you want to go bigger, you can, maybe you want to increase some of your circles. It's an opportunity as well. Maybe you want to be grateful for something, and you can bring another circle to it as well. So it's see if there is something, some disbalance on your drawing, see what needs to be added there. And I feel like I have already thousands of lines and feel very grateful, very uplifted, and I want to start coloring. So again, the colors, there is no rules what kind of colors you have to choose. You can choose any colors you want, as many as you want. There is only one rule, that when we color in NeuroGraphica, we connect several segments together and try to unite them together. So we try to create this wholeness in your drawing. So it will be from different segments, but segments will be bigger and kind of supporting each other. Let me sharpen some of my pencils. Okay, you can color separate circles and see how that really feel, or you can color flow of energy. Okay, mine will be very bright. My gratitude today will be very bright, very neon. It's okay. Yours can be very organic, very gentle. You don't see what really resonates with you today. See how you feel this energy wants to be presented. On your drawing. There is, you can, it's interesting that in my drawing, like the first section that I colored was about, what is a friends and technology. Interesting. Again, you can see if you want to start to color some specific circles, specific elements that you experiences in your life that you are grateful, and start from that point and see where these colors will guide you. There is no right or wrong, so you can trust yourself, see which elements, which colors, which directions. Maybe you want to color different segments separately. See if you have this, if you still be able to identify where this one segment stops and another begins. Even my outline for this original circle is already gone. I did not highlight it at the beginning, so it's gone. Okay, so this one wants to be standalone. Okay. And again, see when we start coloring, pay attention to how you're breathing, how is your body reacting, is there any changes in your body, is there any shifts in your emotional state. It's interesting, when I start coloring, I have some heaviness in my forehead. I'm like, just the shift in your body should not be very big. We like really don't try to like, it's not about bigness. It's really that you notice how the body reacts, that something is changing, something is recognizable. So the body can be whispering to you, and it's a very important, just listen to it, like really how to feel connected, be connected to the body. Okay, my will be very, very bright. Like this year, I use so much neon colors on my drawings. Last year was more about prime colors. Now it's completely different. And I don't, there's no, again, there's no judgment. There's no, okay, right or wrong. You just observe that, okay, this color wants to be here. It's interesting, it's unusual. Maybe it's usual for you, and it just gives you some new, like some just opportunity to pay attention to yourself. You may try to use highlighters instead of pencils. It's one of the favorite colors, that favorite instruments that Pavel Piskarev uses a lot. So he is really use highlighters a lot. I'm not a big fan of highlighters. I use dry highlighters or the neon highlighters. But if you want to try yours, see, maybe you are the one who will like it. So you may use some gradient, you can use some shadings, whatever really makes you feel. You can, for example, for me, I want to do the flow. I'm a big fan of the flow. Like, I really love when the energy is just moving. It gives the freedom, it gives the dynamic speed. It creates some channel of energy. But at the same time, I can highlight some specific circles that I don't really have to remember them because I did not sign them. But for me, they're standing out. For me, it's not about really give the meaning of this circle, to remember the meaning, but to see that like some of them has a more profound experience, and it's okay. So you can just highlight them the way you want to highlight them, the way you feel appropriate for yourself. It's not necessary you have to be stay within lines with color. I've seen many beautiful drawings when people don't really stay within lines. It's a specific characteristic of the personality. See if it will give you more freedom. Try to go beyond any line. And for some people, it could be very challenging. I love how really bold it is. It's become very bold. White color is a color too, so you don't have to color everything 100%. See if you want to leave some white area. Just remember that like you don't leave like small one segment white here and one segment here. So leave it as several segments together because it's can be like connected as well. that it can be very powerful segment, light segment. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to mention, that if you create a different flow of colors in NeuroGraphica, this different colors can overlap, they can blend. Don't stop colors, because colors can be very translucent and they can support each other. So see how it really resonates with you, how you want to expand them. So that it's energy, and energy vibrations can overlap. So it could be very beautifully. It's creating deeper drawings, deeper meanings, deeper emotions related to your drawing. So it's interesting. I have this flow of energy, and I want to highlight this one. This will be very bright pink. So I created some flow, and I still working with some elements, like separate elements. Some of those are very important, and I remember, for example, I remember this one, but I don't remember what this one meant to me. And it really doesn't matter. So for me, it's important that I have so much to be grateful, and it's the most important just to see that I am grateful. I'm full of gratitude, I'm full of grace, and I'm full of, like, it's not very modest to say like I'm full of grace, but I'm full of energies, and it's not energies, like I'm full of love to what has happened in my life. Like this is really, I really love my life. I really, and it's not always been a case. At some point in my life, I felt like I have a horrible life. It's that I'm suffering all the time, and from that point to here, it's quite a leap for me. And I believe that everyone can experience it. What if we can be, all of us can love their life, like really be inspired and inspire others as well by how I can be grateful for everything I have, even challenges. So challenges, again, I look back on my life and like, there's few challenges that could be that they really brought me here, brought me to this point. And again, people, not everyone knows what other people thinking. So sometimes we look very happy and like everything is perfect in your life to other people, and you could be very lonely and very suffering inside, and nobody really understand it, why or how, and like that you are just spoiled. It's not about any indication when you have to feel happy, when you don't have to feel happy. But it's your perception. I feel satisfied. I feel that my life is beautiful or not. So it's your perception, and if it's important for you, this is what matters. We don't looking for any confirmation from anybody else about your life, but yourself. Like yours perception is the most important. If I will try to prove you that your life is happy and you don't feel it, there will be no point in this conversation. All our perceptions based on our reactions, on our experiences, and it's only your experiences. So for other people, it could be completely different. The same situation, but different reactions. Thank you, Catherine. So yeah, I'm very grateful for our Friday evenings as well. Okay, so see you next time. Have a good rest. We're almost finished with our drawings. It's a little bit, it's really detailed drawing today with all this many circles and small lines. So how you can feel maybe even a little bit overwhelmed by how many elements you have in your life. Like life is really busy. Okay. See if you want to find any, try different shadings, different blending with different colors. There are some colors that really very nicely complement each other. That's interesting. My art has this flow that's crossing each other. So I hope we presented all areas of our lives, and I hope you feel that everything is covered and feel whole, like that everything is connected, that everything has place, that there is nothing missed, there is nothing really lost in all this flow of energy. I want just a little bit pink.
I think in a way the complexity is it feels right. You know that you know life itself is not very simple, and even expressing gratitude is a complex thing. And so yeah, I in a way I like how busy this is.
It is. It's busy, and it's complex, but at the same time, it shows that you can be grateful for anything in your life, pretty much. We covered all different aspects of life, and you really, many of us don't look at this as oh, this is a part of my life as well. We're missing, constantly missing some very important elements, and how to be reconnecting to those elements. Yeah. I'll try to do something
not too
very
complex,
simple
just,
next time.
it's not overcomplicated, it's just complicated. It's nice to have a process just to step through it and to try to not break it down in the sense of pulling it apart, but breaking it down in the sense of digesting it.
Okay. I feel like I have enough color, maybe even more than I expected at the beginning. But it's, I love the powerful flow. And it's interesting, the flow really connecting different aspects so much. It's like everything is just a continuation of some other elements, which is bring so much energy and meanings. You can highlight and select some elements, some that you want to keep focus on. And as always, we create this strong field lines, like 2-3 field lines that really align everything on your drawing, that you're connecting to the universe in a very beautiful, in a very powerful flow. Okay, it's 2-3. You can see if they want to be aligned, like the field lines can go anywhere they want. We don't like see if you don't want to like strong conflict between them, like they don't usually cross like 90 degrees, all those field lines. So they create the sense of guidance, not the sense of crossroads, or unless it's really wants to be on your drawing. We cannot push them, we cannot control them. So just see what really resonates with you with this field lines. Do you feel this guidance, or you feel like you need to choose some directions? It's could be as well. I have a student, and I try to tell her, like, you know, this crossroad, like field lines usually don't cross so read like so strong as 90 degrees. And she said, like, no, they give me this beautiful coordinates where I am right now when they cross, and it helps me to find my place in this coordinates of the universe. And it was a very powerful experience for her to find her place related to the universe, that like you have it's like, okay, it seems like you have your experience related to it. I cannot limit anything, because it's was very unique and very powerful experience and meaning for her. So see if your if your lines are crossing, see how it really resonates to you. What does it mean to you? What does it how's your body reacts to this crossing? Because okay,
That X marks the spot, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Look at treasure map.
It's for her. It's more like X and Y. Yeah. So where is it really on coordinates? Not as a meridians or as a map, but just two-dimensional coordinates. But it could be about map as well. Interesting. Yeah, it could be. I never thought about it this way. Okay. I've seen some pictures that in Australia it starts, tree starts blooming already. It's almost spring for you.
Yeah, all of the plum and cherry blossoms are out. So I think it usually goes for about 3 weeks or so, and then they all fall off. So yeah, it's right at that time of year where it's absolutely bucketing rain today. There's a big weather system from Antarctica coming through, but yeah, the weather is starting to warm up. Beautiful. Which must mean it's starting to cool down where you are.
Yes, we have rain today again in Seattle. So we had some hot days, very hot days, but today was a little bit cooling down. So. Okay. Okay, I think I integrated all my field lines.
You know, sometimes, you know, the field line is more intuitive. You know, the picture looks like it wants to be a certain way, but because there's these 12 different houses, I made a choice to want to connect certain ones. So I wrote labels on them as to what they are.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like you say, it's more of a, with a sense of purpose rather than a sense of sort of feeling it out.
And really, if you don't know where you want, oh yeah, I remember something that I want to be grateful, you can place it wherever you feel is appropriate, because the interpretation could be some of all these houses could be a little bit different. So it's not about find the perfect place. It's a find a place where you feel it's organic for this gratitude. Could be a little bit different approach. Okay, I feel like I've done enough colors. And it's interesting, I have two circles around, and for me, it's not about them. I want to be very constant, like I want to highlight this one. Okay, and I just highlight it. I want, and I will do it. So there is no rules for me that can, because I can. Because I want to be grateful for this one. And it's a very big achievement for me, like really. I want it to be here. It's really so many small details in this drawing, so it's a lot to round, but it's I feel that it's very important to go through all your areas of your life and find the gratitude, find the meaning, beauty, purpose. It gives the whole life different perception. Everything has a meaning. And I want a little bit of here. Like the crossroads of everything. Uniting crossroads. Roundabout of crossroads, like that. I can choose any direction, actually. That I don't really have to limit myself. That I can go wherever I want at any time I want. I am creator of my reality, of my opportunities. Yeah, it feels a little bit intense here, but it's, I'll see if I want to start shining this. I'll see. I'm not sure if I want to do it right now. I feel like I want to at least sleep with this drawing. See if it will be changing tomorrow. Sometimes I wake up and decide to change it a little bit. Okay, so my drawing is done. So how about yours, Matthew?
Yeah, a bit different today.
Oh, wait. Okay. I love how dynamic it is. Like you still have so much space between them, and still be like you have very beautiful lines, like really very beautiful lines. So organic, so unpredictable. It's a very interesting. And love how the gentle colors you have. It's a really pleasure to look at them. Thank you. Thanks a lot for sharing.
I think I saw one meaning. It was funny. I drew a line, as I said. You know, I chose because I labeled all the different areas. So I chose which one to draw the line through. So yeah, this one you mentioned home and it's sort of the symbol of mum, and this one's the symbol of dad, the achievements and things. So yeah, I went through these.
It's almost like a golden light there. And this yellow.
Oh yeah, I hadn't thought of the orange actually. I was just sort of more doing a star. Yeah, and it is interesting because I didn't really feel like coloring in these circles. This is the one for friendship, I think. And yeah, being at home, working from home since about March. Yeah, not very many relationships going on at the moment. So it was. I only realized this afterwards that they're all sort of like placeholders, you know, empty spaces waiting to be filled. That's sort of how it feels.
As long as we have the space in our heart, so that people will come. It's really. Do you remember your very first drawing was about be more connected to people or something like
yeah,
this?
the helper, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and
You're getting help from some external source.
And how connected you are to the group right now on the Facebook. It's a very inspiring. I really love to read your post. It's a very detailed and very focused on the subject. I love them. Thank you. Thank you for being very active in the group. It's a pleasure. And Olga was writing very nice and interesting picture, Matthew. So we have some.
Thank you.
Olga, do you want to share yours? Okay, so thank you very much, Olga, for coming to the class. It's always the more people, the better. So if any questions right now you have, please let me know, because it's time to go. For me to sleep, for you maybe do something else, because Australia, it should be daytime, yes?
Yeah, just after 1 p.m. Yeah, so
Oh,
time for coffee.
the whole day is ahead of you. So yeah, okay. Thanks a lot. I'm very grateful for everybody who is going to watch this video. If you want to share your drawings, please join our Facebook group. It's the best opportunity to receive feedback from me and Nat. She's not with us today, but she's very active in the group, and she is a certified instructor as well. I really grateful for the opportunity to share this method with you, because without you, there is no point to tell anything. So, as long as you're ready to accept this method, I'm willing to give it. So I'm grateful for my life, as I realized today. It's full of surprises and beautiful challenges. And I'm just in general, for the universe is very loving and generous. Like, the more I look at my path and my journey, there is everything that happened, even strange things, it still be the gentlest way possible in its own weird way. So, and I'm very grateful for it. So I hope to see you next Friday, and have a great weekend, and find more opportunities to be grateful. And I hope this energy, this vibration will bring more joy and more opportunities in your life. So just be a magnet for the gratitude, and it will expand your joy and life to the very beautiful levels. So thanks a lot. Have a great time. Okay. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye, Meti. Bye, Olga, and everybody who is going to watch it. Bye.